I spent a whole week obsessed with landscape. Yes, I'm back in Melbourne. Before you exit thinking landscape is kinda like literature classes. It's so boring. Have you ever seen a giant water bottle standing on a field though? Well, I think that looks like a giant water bottle. So anyways, why landscape? I woke up depressed as every outlander living in Australia. No matter how much you put up to fit in, hey, you don't belong here. You sound different. Chinese, screamed by a random homeless person on the street. Paperwork waiting for me to fill out and telling me I need to stay in Australia for at least 3 years to wait for my residency processed. No, that's not my life. Only me get to control my life. And I want to do something in New York before I get close to 30. Well, as mad as I can scream inside of me, I can't book a flight overnight, but I can drive. So I did. Maybe 2 pencils. I'm still gonna do watercolor, which means I'll need this. Or maybe I'll just take this too. And that should be all good. By the way, a car made my life so much brighter in Australia. Sometimes, I guess. Oh, I forgot to mention I went to a town called Waganga. Waganga? It's the first time I feel so deep in the land of Australia. Or Aboriginal people. Where I can walk from Victoria to New South Wales, just one bridge away. Well, my car broke down after a few potholes. Awesome. I don't know what's wrong with this car. Maybe it's silly to run 500 kilometers at this fuel price and current situation. Well, maybe people wait for fuel price to go down for a road trip. Maybe they wait for everything settled to do something crazy for life. But why are you so sure you can actually live another day just like today? Well, shit happens, but sometimes you might just want to turn around a bit and see what's behind it. I still think it looks like a water bottle. I haven't drawn on the street for ages since I went back to Shanghai. It's so nice to sit down and just draw something. I still get very nervous when people walking beside you, and especially when they stop and looked at me for a while and left with no words. So that's already primed, but I bought this canvas over my weekend. I'm gonna put on another layer of gesso, and I completely forgot that I have to finish this project because it's due tomorrow morning. If I can even open it. One sec. Don't smell that. Okay. I'm not sure if it's the transparent because I wanted to use the transparent one, but anyways. Remember how it looks in the first hour when the daylight's still up. And tomorrow's morning it will become into a masterpiece. Now it's close to 2 p.m. Tuesday and I have to complete this drawing. So basically my prompt that I want to work on is secular, and that means just something that have no religious or spiritual basis, and that's derived from a phrase in Chinese called sooooo, which is basically means something that's worldly and there's nothing sacred about it. It has no depth, no profound meanings, something that comes really cheap and sells really cheaply. Basically how I came up with this was I drove through a countryside area last week and I saw a landscape. That's basically, from a distance, it looks like a giant water bottle standing on a very vast field. And I've been living in Australia as a foreigner for almost 5 years, and recently I'm applying to be a resident. That's 2 facts of me currently. That saying gives me a confusion about identity. At the same time, I'm a really artistic person, which I refuse being labeled or defined. So how's this two related? It's basically, if you have any idea, experience, I think most of people do. Well, Asian or any person who came from a poor country or who came from a country that's different, that's other culture, they get stereotyped about all the way back to why you want to become a resident in Australia. Simple answer is everyone has different reasons, right? Like my reason can be different from other people. There's business, there's skills, there's just people who wants to escape from their family or home country. I don't know, for some reason. But whatever that is, that parts of reasoning, that parts that actually has meaning behind it, in a general view, it all becomes these certain groups of people which get stereotyped. So I've been sick of it, and I've been sick of being seen as a type of person that you can just simply stereotype, and it's almost like there's causing no harm to you. And all of these things and all of the process, even in application, it belongs to one simple idea of secular. So why I'm doing a landscape? It's basically random because through my recent process, I've been drawing on the street. I basically got this sketchbook. I told myself to do more cityscape, to do more landscape. It's mostly cityscape in that sketchbook. As I'm drawing more and more, I found something really surreal about cityscape, about a landscape, and it's almost sarcastic in a way, because a group of people who felt unwelcomed, that's basically, that idea isn't formed from entering the land, because land doesn't have a way of thinking or stereotyping or generalization. Well, it's the people on the land who can generate that, which is the society. Well, the society generates this sort of harmful things towards another group of people from another society, which demolish the meaning of a really heavenly looking beautiful landscape or cityscape into something very secular, very ugly. So basically, as vague as it is, that's my idea. It's 7 o'clock. I need to bring this to the class now. Just based on the size of it, looks like I have to drive. Well, here's the catch up. I went to uni way too early and I somehow thought the class starts at 9, so I basically waited for another hour and to find out that the class was cancelled. Now I need to bring the whole thing back. Well, as much as this sucked. Oh right, I'm drawing some lemons by the way. Why am I drawing lemons? I was invited to a personal event from my earlier customer who I drew on the street. That actually changed my day. Actually, I got this message where I was in Airbnb in the town of I went around noontime and the house was just eye-opening. It's just stunning. I don't have any footage because it's private, but just stunning for how many art pieces hanging on the wall and the furniture seems all being carefully selected with a taste. And even the different color of walls in different rooms. Well, I had the best 4 hours in my recent life. Also, I got delicious meal and even a piece of cake, so bonus. I got to meet so many fabulous artistic people in Melbourne area. To be honest, I didn't even want to leave that house at the end of the day, so I took 2 lemons. I restarted busking this week, which I finally got to use my new board. The same board I used when I was 4 years old and struggling to write my name on, and complaining to my parents why they gave me a name with so many strokes. But it worked so much better than the first edition. At least the wind doesn't actually blow it off. But it's also a bit bigger. I went near NGV thinking I would have some nice break after pulling those things out of my cart because I went on almost an hour journey on and off train. So I put my sign up, slowly getting the chair and table assembled. And wait, are you waiting? So I thought, okay, I'll finish this one really quickly and let me sit down and take a breath. Well, I never actually had a break for 4 hours straight and I was booked out. Then I'm thinking, I need to raise the price. I know it's a lot of change in my video style and surprisingly they are performing terribly, but I want to keep this and keep experimenting with better quality videos, so next week I'll experiment how I can start a sustainable art business and how I do my brand deck. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next week. And yes, I'm posting weekly again. Please hit a thumbs up if you watched to the end already. Leave a comment, let me know. And what do you think of this new package?